Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. How's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day out there, but it's just kind of brisk and cold. And we just got home from church not too long ago, and I have two things I want to make today. And we're getting ready to make one, and the other one, I don't know if I'll get posted today or get posted tomorrow. I figured since I'm using the oven today, I might as well take advantage of it and kill two birds with one stone is what I would say. Back here, I have a baking sheet with two silicone bread pans sprayed. And I don't know about you all, but maybe you don't feel like you're a very good baker, but so maybe you feel intimidated by baking. What if I told you that I can show you a way to bake something and your family or your friends or whoever you're making it for is going to think that you bought it from the store? And it's super easy. So what we're going to be doing is it's going to be semi-homemade. And when I say that, I have experimented and I have used Rhodes, if you're familiar with the frozen bread, the rolls. So I have made this with Rhodes rolls before, and it turned out really, really good. But I got to thinking, you know, if you look on my channel, I have a recipe early on that I started a way back, and it's called Easy Peasy Cinnamon Rolls. Well, I got to thinking, you know, instead of using the Rhodes frozen rolls to make what we're making today, I thought, why not use what's readily available in the refrigerated section of any grocery store. And this is not, I'm not talking about where the canned stuff is. I'm talking about, I guess it would be like in the deli, the bakery section, is already refrigerated pizza dough. That's what we're going to use today. And when you see, you're only going to need basically, you're basically going to need a few ingredients. So if you get this, sometimes when they put it out, it's frozen. So like one of them I got was not frozen, and they had to grab me another one, and it was on sale too for $4. So $2 for, you know, this already done up. And you're going to need about 1/4 cup of white sugar, and the amount of cinnamon you put in there would be to your taste preference. Now, I did put a tablespoon in my last one, and I thought that the cinnamon was a little on the strong side, but my husband absolutely loved it. So with this, I just cut back the cinnamon to a teaspoon. So there's 2 teaspoons, because remember I said it was a tablespoon. There's 3 teaspoons and a tablespoon. So I've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon mixed in with this 1/4 cup of white sugar. Now we're making 2 of these, so I've got 2 bowls. You know, I've got it off here to where you can't see it. And then you'll need 2 of these little small boxes. It's 1 ounces of seedless raisins. We're making cinnamon raisin bread. So get yourself a silicone mat and dust it with some flour. Now, because I live in a you know, a drafty house, and it's always cool in here, I did turn my oven on for just a couple minutes at 200 degrees, and then I turned it off, because that's the recommendation if you want to use your oven to proof your bread. Because the easy part is we're just going to roll this out, and we're gonna you know, put together much like we do my Easy Peasy cinnamon rolls. It's kind of the same concept. We're going to roll it out. We're going to put the stuff on it. We're going to roll it up. We're going to get them in our loaf pans, but then I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to stick it in the oven just where it's warm, and I'm going to let it have time to rise. And that might take an hour. It might take it might take less. It just depends on how warm your house is. So let's get this out of the bag. It will be sticky. So I'm going to put a little bit of flour here on my hands. And sometimes it's easier just to rip the bag open to get the contents out. There we go. All right, put it right there. Okay, I'm going to dust a little bit more flour on top because it's sticky. And I kind of like to roll mine around on the mat because it's really wet. And then I'll put a little bit more flour down and I'll smooth it out with my hands. Now, get yourself a little rolling pin or something flat, glass, and start rolling it out. Now we want to make it into like a rectangular shape. And what you can do to help, figure out how big you want it is get your pan that you're going to bake it in. Try to get it at least of the same length this way, if not a little bit bigger, because we're going to take our ends, and when we go to put it in here, and this has been sprayed by the way, we kind of tuck our ends in and it's going to rise. So don't worry if it doesn't quite cover. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, it's going to want to go back, to its other shape because the gluten is forming in it. So you just keep working it and rolling it out to where you want it. I've got more of a oval shape here going. All right, I'm going to bring you down and give you a closer look. Okay, can you all see that? Let's see. My mat goes to 16 inches. And 16 by, it looks like almost 11 or 11 and a half. So I've just rolled that out. That's all you got to do. It's pretty thin. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set y'all back up, it's really simple. That cinnamon sugar mixture, I'm going to sprinkle all over. I'm going to place my raisins up. And when I go to roll it, I'm probably going to roll it from the short end. I mean, you can roll it this way, but either way, I'm going to end up tucking it, and it's going to, we're going to get it in our pans, and we're going to get it to rise. And I'm going to stick it in that warm oven, and I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to come back probably in an hour, knowing my house the way it is. And what we want to do is, you'll see, once I get them in the pans, how low it is. And keep that in mind when you put it in your pan. And then, that thing should almost double in size. That's when you know it's ready to put in the oven. It's that simple, it's that easy. And of course, I'll have to let it, cool and stuff before I can slice it, and Mike will give you a taste test. So I'm going to set you back up. Okay. All right. I'm telling you, I don't think it gets much easier than that. All right, now I'm just going to take this mixture and I'm just going to start putting it on top. It does get a little messy. That's to be expected because we're going to have to roll this up. Be very liberal, you know, when you go to apply the cinnamon sugar mixture. You know, with the prices of everything today, you know, this is probably the way to go. And it's, you know, it's fresh. Okay, here's that little small box of raisins. And all you gotta do is just place them throughout. There's no perfect rhyme or reason to this. It's just to try to get it, you know, placed evenly on here. And I guess if you didn't like raisins, you could probably leave the raisins out. Or, you know, I've never tried it with dried cranberries. That might be good. I guess if you wanted to even add some, maybe some chopped nuts, you could. But, like I said, I just wanted to make some cinnamon, I guess they just call it raisin bread. Alright, now I'm just going to turn this. It does kind of, my mat kind of sticks from setting. It looks like an oval pie. Now I'm just going to start on this end, and I'm just kind of trying to get a roll, you know, like a tight roll. You got to get those ends rolling at the same time. Because, you know, they'll get a little loose on you, but that's okay. We're going to tuck it, remember? Okay, roll it all the way so that the seam side is going to be down. So I'm going to bring my pan over here. And I'm going to lift it up. Now see how it's a little bit wider than the pan, but that's okay. I'm tucking these ends in just under itself a little bit. I took those ends and I just kind of turned them under just a little bit. Okay, now I'm telling you, pay attention to what it looks like now in your pan, and it should, as it sets in the oven, it's going to rise after you cover it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to this other one. I've got another bowl here of the 1/4 cup and the 2 teaspoons of cinnamon mixed. I've got another little box, 1 ounce box of raisins. I'm going to flour my mat here, do the same thing. Then I'm going to get them in the oven, and I'm going to set my timer, and I'm going to get it covered up. And it'll be a little time for me, but it'll only be a few seconds for you all, and I'll bring you back. Alright folks, we are finally back. Now I tell you, this is pizza dough, and it has risen, because if you look at it from the side, it's almost straight across here. Okay, I've got the oven right now preheating to 375. I didn't hear it beep. Michael thinks it beeped, and maybe I didn't hear it. I think it's going to be fine. I've been standing here waiting. I'm going to get it in the oven. Let me go ahead and pop it in here. All right, let me set the timer. I think I did 20 minutes the last time. It'll be anywhere, you know, ovens vary. It'll be anywhere between 20-30 minutes. And how you'll know it's done, it'll be nice golden brown on top, and you take it out and you kind of just like tap it in the center. It'll make this really like dry thud sound. It shouldn't be soft in the center or bounce back on you. And you know, if you want to leave it in a little bit longer, just be careful. You know, when it comes out, let it cool for probably maybe about 10 minutes, something like that, before you try removing it from the pan. And then I'm going to let it cool on the rack before I even try to, because I want it to be set up real nice and good and firm before I try to cut into it, to show you what it looks like on the inside, and Michael will give you a taste test. So we will be back. Okay folks, I just took these out of the oven, and this is after right exactly at 20 minutes. Now this one over here rose a little bit higher than this one. You know, they're both, hear that? Can y'all hear that? They're both at 22 ounce pizza dough is what I use. Now I'm going to get a little bit of butter, a stick of butter, and just open up the one end. And while it's hot, I'm going to just kind of run it over the surface. And I'm going to let it set in this pan for about 10 minutes before I try to remove it. But I wanted to bring you back to give you a look. And once I remove them and I think that they've cooled, I'm going to cool it on a wire rack after I remove them from the pan. I'll bring you all back for the taste test.
Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. Been waiting a while for this one. Easy peasy cinnamon raisin bread. Check it out. I guarantee you nobody's ever going to know that that's pizza dough. It is so good. Like, I want to dip up that soft there. Absolutely amazing. Like, that's as good as Pepperidge Farm, maybe even better. Soft, tender. The spice is perfect. 2 thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the video where Momma Jo makes this. Make it yourself. Check out all Momma Jo's videos. Have a good night. Thank you.